Abraham Lincoln's name stands as a monument to perseverance, moral courage, and transformative leadership. From his humble beginnings in a log cabin to his presidency during America's greatest crisis, Lincoln's life embodies the power of integrity, intellect, and unwavering commitment to principle. His leadership preserved the United States as a single nation, abolished slavery, and redefined American democracy, leaving a legacy that continues to inspire leaders worldwide. Born on February 12, 1809, in a one-room log cabin near Hodgenville, Kentucky, Abraham Lincoln was the second child of Thomas and Nancy Hanks Lincoln. His early years were marked by hardship. The family moved frequently, first to Indiana and later to Illinois, seeking better farmland. His mother died when he was 9, a loss that deepened his reflective nature. Raised in modest circumstances, Lincoln had limited formal education, attending school for only about a year, but developed an insatiable appetite for reading. He borrowed books from neighbors, devouring works like Aesop's Fables, the Bible, and the Life of George Washington, which shaped his moral compass and rhetorical style. Lincoln's youth was defined by physical labor and self-education. He worked as a farmhand, rail splitter, and store clerk, earning a reputation for honesty and strength. In 1831, he moved to New Salem, Illinois, where he held various jobs, including postmaster and surveyor, and began studying law in his spare time. His natural eloquence and fairness earned him respect, and in 1834 he was elected to the Illinois state legislature as a member of the Whig Party. This marked the start of his political career, driven by a belief in economic development, internal improvements, and the rule of law. In 1842, Lincoln married Mary Todd, a well-educated woman from a prominent Kentucky family. Their marriage produced 4 sons: Robert, Edward, William, and Thomas. While Lincoln's professional life flourished, personal tragedy struck repeatedly. Edward died at 3 in 1850 and William at 11 in 1862, deeply affecting Lincoln's emotional resilience. His early political career included a single term in the U.S. House of Representatives 1847-1849, where he opposed the Mexican-American War and advocated for gradual emancipation. After losing re-election, he returned to Springfield, Illinois, focusing on his law practice. Known for his sharp intellect and storytelling ability, he earned the nickname Honest Abe for his ethical approach to cases. The 1850s reignited Lincoln's political ambitions. The passage of the Kansas-Nebraska Act 1854, which allowed new territories to decide on slavery through popular sovereignty, galvanized him to re-enter politics. He joined the newly formed Republican Party, opposing the expansion of slavery on moral and economic grounds. His 1858 Senate campaign against Stephen Douglas brought him national attention through the legendary Lincoln-Douglas debates. Though he lost the election, his House-divided speech, warning that a house divided against itself cannot stand, positioned him as a leading voice against slavery's spread. In 1860, Lincoln won the Republican nomination and, against a divided opposition, became the 16th President of the United States. His election triggered immediate crisis. 7 Southern states seceded before his inauguration, forming the Confederate States of America. On March 4, 1861, Lincoln took office with a clear mandate: preserve the Union. His inaugural address appealed for reconciliation but asserted federal authority, declaring, "We are not enemies, but friends." The Civil War 1865 became Lincoln's defining challenge. Faced with military setbacks, political opposition, and immense personal strain, he demonstrated remarkable adaptability. He appointed and replaced generals including McClellan and Burnside, until finding effective leaders like Ulysses S. Grant. He managed border states through careful diplomacy, preventing Maryland and Kentucky from joining the Confederacy. He suspended habeas corpus in critical areas to maintain order, balancing civil liberties with national survival. He harnessed industrial innovation, using railroads, telegraphs, and ironclad ships to modernize warfare. His most transformative act came in 1863 with the Emancipation Proclamation, which declared freedom for enslaved people in Confederate-held territories. This redefined the war's purpose, from preserving the Union to ending slavery, and allowed black soldiers to join the Union Army. Lincoln's Gettysburg Address 1863, just 172 words, reaffirmed democratic ideals. Government of the people, by the people, for the people. Re-elected in 1864 despite fierce opposition, Lincoln advanced his vision for Reconstruction. The 13th Amendment 1865, abolishing slavery nationwide, passed Congress under his leadership. His second inaugural address called for malice toward none, with charity for all, laying groundwork for post-war reconciliation. He supported education and civil rights for freedmen, though his plans were cut short. On April 14, 1865, just days after General Lee's surrender at Appomattox, Lincoln was assassinated by John Wilkes Booth at Ford's Theater in Washington. His death shocked the nation, but his legacy endured. Lincoln's impact remains profound. Preservation of the Union. He ensured the U.S. remained a single, indivisible nation. End of slavery. His leadership directly led to the 13th Amendment. Democratic principles. His speeches redefined American ideals of equality and governance. Leadership model. He demonstrated how moral clarity, patience, and pragmatism can overcome existential crises. Public memory. He is consistently ranked among America's greatest presidents. Key traits that defined his leadership. Integrity. His reputation for honesty was central to his political success. Intellect. He mastered complex issues through voracious reading and logical analysis. Empathy. Despite immense pressure, he showed compassion for both soldiers and former Confederates. Resilience. He persevered through personal losses, political defeats, and wartime strain. Communication. His speeches blended simplicity, moral force, and poetic power. Major milestones in his life. 1809. Born in Kentucky. 1830. Moved to Illinois, began self-education. 1834. Elected to Illinois legislature. 1842. Married Mary Todd. 1847. Served in U.S. House of Representatives. 1858. Lincoln-Douglas debates. 1860. Elected president. 1861. Civil War begins. 1863. Emancipation Proclamation and Gettysburg Address. 1865. Assassinated. Today, Lincoln's legacy lives on. His face appears on the penny and $5 bill. The Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. stands as a symbol of democracy. His writings are studied in schools and leadership programs. His example inspires leaders facing division and crisis. Historical sites like his birthplace and Springfield home attract millions. Lincoln's story teaches us that greatness can arise from humble beginnings. Principles must guide leadership, even in crisis. Words have the power to unite and transform nations. Perseverance through adversity defines true character. Democracy requires constant vigilance and renewal. From frontier rail splitter to president, Abraham Lincoln's journey remains one of the most compelling in American history. His ability to lead a fractured nation toward unity and justice continues to resonate, reminding us that integrity, courage, and vision can overcome even the darkest challenges. As modern societies grapple with division, Lincoln's example endures, not just as a historical figure, but as a timeless model of leadership for the ages.